Hello class, Professor Hatter here. We're doing weekend hat updates. I'm doing another thing with the naming, seeing if it works. I think this is going to be the one. So this, if you're new to this, new to the channel, welcome. I'm doing a weekly news hat segment for whatever week we're on. We're on week 2 of June, and quite a few things going on. Maybe a little disappointing for some, surprising for others that you wouldn't expect. And there's some good drops. We'll highlight one of the drops that I liked from this week, the drop of the week. So get out a notebook and pencil class for the session. Let's go. So when I posted my first tip of the news week, or the first news video, it was talking about leaks of the 4th of July on-field hats, and the next day they were confirmed that they were what we were seeing as leaks. So kind of well, what a coinky dink. And I have to wait a whole week to officially say, yes, that was the case. So, yes, that was the case. So these hats are a color of the crown being a light baby blue, kind of darker than baby blue. It's a light blue, kind of like a neon light blue, as I would call it. Someone comment down below what you would call it. The brims will alternate between a red and a blue, kind of like a darker blue, like a medium blue, than what is already that lighter blue. Now, there's no exact rhyme or reason of the brim color, why some teams get red, why some get blue. I think we've gone over this before on years past of the blue and red, who gets which color. Does that correlate to the leagues? No, at least from this picture. It shows the Arizona Diamondbacks being a red brim, and the Dodgers being the same league and division being a blue brim, and then the Red Sox being red, and then the Yankees being blue. Does it coordinate with their like closer color scheme? I guess maybe, because the Cubbies are blue, and I don't know where then you would put like the Orioles or the Rockies on. Regardless, it does have that rope across the brim and the crown meeting point. Yes, some people have been able to snip them off, perform surgery to get rid of them, so it should be no big deal. I do kind of like it in the way, primarily because other people don't like it. Most of the fitted community doesn't like it, so I like it. It's kind of a rebellious thing that I like to do. But I will be getting one sometime. I was going to get one. The whole plan to leave early from work, it didn't work out, but I'll get one when I can, before a concert I'm going to be playing at for a 4th of July Day theme. Now, this does also confirm that as I'm recording, there were no Father's Day hats this year. Maybe the Father's Day hats went out to go get milk or go get cigarettes and just never came back. But regardless, even if we had those Father's Day hats, they still would have been overpriced as hell, like these 4th of July Day hats, at nearly $48 a piece for the 5950 version. So, wow. I don't know if that's exactly tariff induced, or if that's just the inflation that's been growing over the last 5 years with New Era hats like that. Anyways. So one of the hat stores that had a pretty, you would think a pretty big week. They started the week with Lids HD, with a new Instagram channel. It's kind of like a group chat that they hosted to ask about, they did a polling session in terms of feedback from the customers or from the members in the group chat there, what they want to see from this channel. And there's a bunch of other announcements that came from the Lids HD account, and then from Pierre, we got the new job with Lids and Lids HD back in, now it's been a month now. I did talk about that in a video about his role, so make sure you go watch that video. It's not getting enough views that I think it should, personally. So I would like to think that having the bent ear there on that channel there, that group chat, you might get more actual progress like I was hoping for. It might be a bit of a slow going, but this does show some good progress that I had been hoping for. So they did, do an announcement of the Casino 2.0 pack, kind of a sequel to the first ever drop of Lids HD back in February 14th. No, it's February 15th actually, because I was on a date on the Shed Aquarium in 2021. And big drop. It was a good looking hat. I didn't get one, and they came out with a sequel pack, and it seemed really hyped up. Like, wow, that was like a really good first pack, and they're making a new one, kind of reversing some of the colors. It was green, liked it. They didn't do every team, which kind of stinks, but there was some statements made on another hat channel where it's just harder to do a full drop of all 30 teams for some of these retailers now, even for like Lids, probably. So I was more watching to see how fast these hats would sell out. I was watching, waiting, and realizing this is a flop. I watched 10 minutes go by, 15 minutes go by, half an hour, an hour. The only one that really sold out was the 7 3/4 of the Mets. That was really it in the first hour. Houston set, New York set, Dodger set, everything was like a rock. The first hat that sold out, I don't know what time it was, at least within the 3-hour marker. If you can believe it, it was the A's, Oakland A's, the Athletics. Kind of funny that it wasn't, the big Houston crowd coming in. I thought those guys were big baseball guys. I thought that they, would support their team. I guess they don't care anymore. Whatever. It's just a little, I guess, ironic. But I thought that they were going to have one of the better weeks for hats, but I will get into which brand had the best week for this past week here. It can be a bit of a surprise to you. Speaking of Lids, they're doing a Lids and Topps card scratch-off giveaway. There's various prizes. Don't know if they have released them yet in the stores or if it's upcoming that they're just announcing that this will be coming to stores. Looks pretty cool. Leaks are coming out a little early. Again, I'm sure by tomorrow that it's going to come true. But at least from recording today, that I had seen this past week of leaks regarding the All-Star Game hats for this year in Atlanta, which I'm going to get into why Atlanta shouldn't be hosting the event again so soon, but whatever, we'll get to that in another video. But from the leaks that I saw from this hat group chat I'm a part of, is a 5-panel fitted, or the 5-panel snapback at least, and they saw it in a Lid store. As much of a hat diversity person I am, I don't like a 5-panel hat. It seems like you're missing part of the hat. Same idea with a visor. Like, you're missing, like, the whole hat at that point. So why have a visor? But some people can only rock it. I could never, but seeing the 5-panel hat, this seems more like a trendy hipster kind of style than anything really, or like a runner's style hat, which seems really weird. A little ironic, kind of a give and take of, hey, baseball fans, we've been wanting the teams to wear their home and road jerseys for the All-Star Game. Not this, new designs just for the All-Star Game. Some of them looked okay, actually, and some of them were just, you had no idea what you're doing. But now in this case, it's a trade-off. Like, they have announced that they're going to be wearing the home and road uniforms for this upcoming All-Star Game in Atlanta. But if we're going to get these 5-panel hats, then what kind of trade-off is that? That's bogus. All right, before I get into who had the best week in hats and wrap up the week here, I want to talk about the drop of the week that I liked the most. It came from one of the hat brands, hat companies that I had talked about in my last video of the news week updates, talking about the end of the hockey season coming up, and right now the Oilers are down. It's not good, so hopefully they can pull out a 7-game comeback and win it this time. That'd be really nice. But we'll see. The brand, the hat store of Still, came out with a very, very nice Blackhawks script hat. I did not get one. I hope they're still there. I had been planning to get another hat. I don't think I would be getting it anymore now. So hopefully that one is still there that I can get in a 7 5/8 or half. But this was a really good hat, so hopefully you got yours. If you did, congrats, and go Blackhawks. Actually, today, as I'm recording, it's the 10-year anniversary of the Blackhawks' last championship, their third in a 5-year period. And I remember that at work, at Fresh Time, watching it on the break room TV. That TV had a lot of history to it. I wanted to take that with me when I left, or when the store closed down. Saw a lot of sports history on that TV. So it was a kind of a cool anniversary here. So speaking of Chicago, who had the best week in hats? Well, we have now confirmed that the holiest of hat brands now is 47 brand. The Pope Leo the 14th was seen earlier in the week, midweek, wearing a White Sox hat. It is resemblant for his ties to being from Chicago and also being a White Sox fan. Hey, he's still from Chicago. Would have been nice if it was Cubs? Yes. But hey, we're winning. We're, hopefuls for the World Series. We have a great future ahead of us. The White Sox, they need this, They got nothing else going on for them. So, a little charity, But looking at the picture, I saw immediately that it was the 47 brand. Logoing on the side was a stamp. And I was very precise in looking into the picture of what hat style was he wearing. And it indeed, later on seeing from a video that was posted on the couple who was having a wedding at the Vatican. They were from Boston, having their trip there and going to have a honeymoon in Europe there in Italy, that they gave him a White Sox hat. And seeing on the back of it, it was the same styling that on the back of here, the 47 brand MVP hat. If you're not familiar with this, it's okay. I know a lot of you people aren't because you failed my hat diversity class. The MVP is a Velcro style hat. It's adjustable. It has a very predominantly pre-curved brim, which is very nice. The material is, it calls it as an acrylic. That's what it was. Acrylic and wool. 85% acrylic, 15% wool. And it has a very structured crown in the front here compared to like a 47 brand cleanup hat, where I kind of like those more. It's unstructured, it's a strap back, it's 100% cotton. But because the Pope was wearing it, I had to get one too. So, and when I went to Lids, it was a buy one, get one 50% off, and I got a Cubs hitch hat, 47 brand hitch hat to go with it, which looked really perfect. So I had to get that. It was payday at the same time. So, yes, 47 brand is now confirmed as the holiest of all hat brands out there. So that's how week 2 of June 2025 went. Let me know how your week went in hat pickups or hat news yourself, any hat drops that you're looking forward to seeing that have been announced already. Anything else hat related, let me know in the comments down below. So thank you again for watching the hat weekend update video for second week of June here. We'll see you next time in class. As always, hats off to you for watching. I'll see you next time in class, everyone. Class is dismissed by one.